I am putting together a tutorial in Affinity so that you can see how to do the multiple exposure edit. I have my image that I want to start with open. I'm going to go to File and choose Open and open the rest of the images that I'd like to use from my downloads. So I'm just going to choose them here. I'm thinking I'm getting the correct ones. I'm just going to grab them. I think that's right. Okay, so I'm opening them up, and you're going to see that I have kind of like a range of images of this student in all different locations in the classroom. I might have a double there. Do I? No? Maybe? Yeah, this one. So I'll close this. I'm not going to save it. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my background. I have all these 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, to practice with. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to copy these different images and then layer them into one document. So I'm going to make sure that I'm on the Move tool. You'll notice in Affinity that the tools are pretty much the same. They might be a slightly different location. So I'm just going to be on the Move tool. I'm going to right click or control click. I'm going to copy the image, and then I'm going to paste it. And once I have, I have these two on top of each other, I'm going to reduce my opacity so I can make sure that my image is perfectly lined up. And if I'm on the Move tool, I can do that. And you can see it in the ceiling tiles and the lights, and also in the window. We want to make sure it's perfectly lined up. And once we have that perfect alignment, then we can increase the opacity again. I'm going to add a layer mask because we want to reveal the layer that's beneath. I'm going to go on the brush tool. Black is forward. And what I'm doing now is just looking for that original figure and revealing her so that she is in the foreground of this image. Okay, so once I have her, what I can do is zoom in and just make sure that, like the edges here around the head, I might decide that I want to use a smaller, finer brush and a brush that has like a harder edge so that I can put the white forward and just restore that original figure. Notice how she's got to be like, I don't want her to be see-through at this point, so I'm kind of like going along that edge and just restoring her. And now I feel like I've got the two of them pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my next layer. Okay, so I already have this one. I can close it. And now I'm going to copy this layer. So again, I'm going to go to the Move tool, copy the layer, go back to my original, paste the layer here. I'm going to reduce the opacity so that I can see between them and make sure that I'm on the Move tool, and now I can really line up those backgrounds. Just make sure that my windows and my lights are in the correct place. And I can also double check. If I really reduce the opacity, I can see, okay, on the left is where I'm going to reveal those two figures. So again, I'm adding my layer mask, right? If I roll over, it's going to call itself mask layer. That's what I want to select. I'm going to go to my brush tool. I can increase the size of my brush. Just make sure black is forward because sometimes it reverts to white for some reason in Affinity. And there we go. I bring my two previous figures forward. Okay, back to the Move tool. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to copy this one. Got to be on the Move tool to copy it. Now I head back to my original document. I paste here, reduce my opacity, make sure I'm on my Move tool, and just make sure I'm perfectly lined up here. I'm looking again at the window and the lights. I'm going to reduce my opacity even more, just check. Okay, I know I have a figure here on the right that I want to reveal and the two that are on the left, so I'll bring my opacity back up, add my layer mask. Okay, going to my brush tool. It has put black forward for me, good. Revealing the two figures on the right. And if your alignment is correct, you shouldn't have any problem with the edit. It's when things don't line up that it becomes really difficult. Okay, so I now have an example of these different layers, and you can toggle off of the layers to get back to your original. Okay, and you can see how this is working. Okay, that is the edit for the multiple exposure, and I want you to give it a try with the same images that I'm using. When you're finished, you're just going to go to File, you're going to choose Export, and you're going to export this as a JPEG so that it doesn't take up too much space. Okay, and you can name it whatever you would like, you know, last name and then multiple exposure. So, okay, ME, and I can just save it like that. Okay, so that is the edit. Give it a try.